All right, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the phrase, could you imagine? Because see, well, right off the bat, imagine comes from magic, and then magic comes from magnetic. So we need to get that up there. And this U right here is the 21st letter. Okay, and those of y'all out there you need to Google that right there. Just Google that. And just, I mean, that's more serious than anything, but I was wanting to say, like, with the cities, okay? Look, with these cities, the way they are, you know, and you've got all these shorts on all these TikToks. TikTok represents Saturn, Time, okay? Time magazine, I think it came out on March 22nd. First issue, 322, Skull and Bones. But Time represents Saturn. Saturn, TikTok is Time. Saturn devours his own children. Then you've got these shows to where these people are like in Mockingbird when the chick's like, TikTok, TikTok. It's insane. That series is literally, it should be banned from any child seeing it. And it's funny because, see, the color black represents Saturn. And what color is the first person to be executed in the Hunger Games? Isn't that ironic? Because, see, when you look at, like, The Dark Knight Rises, Batman, Mr. Fox, okay? That's Saturn. F is the 6th letter, O is the 15th, 1 and 5 is 6, X is the 24th, 2 and 4 is 6, 666. He goes, we've got to find Mr. Fox. He's the only one that can save Gotham. We've got to find Saturn. And from 9/11 until that movie came out, it's like 9 years, 10 months, 1 day. I can't remember. But it's 9/11 because it's what they do. But see, I just wanted to throw that little bit in there because I want people to be like, he's stupid, and show you that they'll just turn it off. They'll just turn it off. But here's the deal is this, in these cities, okay, all the cities used to look like this, and then they were vacant. And then they filled them up with orphans, criminals, and slaves, and then burned them down with their weapons, and then created what you're in now. The fake environment. All this is free technology. People are stupid. It's the World's Fairs. Just Google it, and then you'll, I mean, seriously, we should know everything inside and out about the World's Fairs, but you don't. Because it was them getting rid of the old world and creating the technology that you have to depend on man instead of us knowing the elements and corrupting the elements. You know, but could you imagine the cities? I mean, the cities are nothing but the plantations. That's all they are. You've got individuals that have never, you know, I mean, there's certain things you can do in cities up real high, but, you know, the cities are created it's a prison. Everything's created down, look down, you go through school inside, you go to church inside. They never tell you to look up. They tell you it's Satan. So if we go back to the reset, can you imagine that? Don't you look up. And then everybody in so much fear going, don't look up. And then telling children, don't look up. You know, and that's what the churches did. I have them, they tell you this. Christians will say, oh, that's sorcery. Don't look up. What is this right here? What is that? That's Saturn. That's the cube. Do you see how sly this reverse sorcery works on us? Generational social engineering sorcery is what it is. But that's what it is they melted it all and had this technology coming. And then the ones, you know, bloodlines they had planted there, they just slowly came out of those ashes, because I've done videos like this before about how they've set up in these cities. You know. But, I mean, imagine stacking and packing animals. Seriously. And if you look at humans, the only reason we eat what we do is because we see it every day on ads. Listen, let me ask you a question. Why would they have to have a commercial? No, I'm being serious. I want to ask you a very serious question. See, your instant response already is this man's crazy. Okay? Listen, you have seen at least a million commercials in your lifetime. Probably more. That you don't know about. And you don't understand is every time that those eyes see a commercial, it registers in the brain, in the memory. That's the RAM right there. RAM. That's the RAM right there. Cerebrum. And every time that you see a commercial, every time you see a billboard, every time you flip the magazine, that's not there for advertising. Everything is a brand. Okay? And I need not say more. What did they do to these? Because they're property. So what did they do with them? Branded them. What do we wear? Brands. But we don't even need that. What do we have? A commerce birth certificate. That's property. Commerce means property. Do you understand? So when we can look at it for what it is, it's just one big farm that just keeps regenerating itself. And all these cities, listen, this thing that's doing this is not human, like I've said before. You don't have a clue. The human brain is more powerful than anything that you could possibly ever imagine. And we have been so demoralized and given the lowest form of nature. Never allowed to look up. You're inside. It's not hard to see it. You just got to start and looking up and seeing that's the power that's within those of y'all against me. You will not go look because your whole life in your fucking brain thinks that everything's perfect. Shouldn't that sound like a trick? For real. And you're going, no, it's not. Yeah, it's a lie. And see, the thing is they're masters at what they do. You know, but the thing is imagination is sorcery. Because if we're going to have imagination, then we're supposed to be looking up and getting, solar gazing and looking at the zodiac and because the same way that the stupid people against me just sit there and just sit there and just sit there and just sit there and just sit there over and over and over. Matt's crazy and it's sick. It's disgusting that everything in there outweighs looking up. Think about it. Living 50 years sitting down every day in front of the TV at 5 p.m. That's not human. That's a robot. And then they got all their little bottles all over the place set out that they're not made of. They're not made of anything in those bottles. They actually make you worse. But yet, how many fucking those have you seen? Here, I'll get you again. I'm trying to show you, if you could imagine how ignorant that most of the people are against me, that they cannot fucking do common sense math. We're producing so much common sense, we don't even have to talk about the news or anything. We can just talk about the brain. But then you'll have the fake psychiatry field going, don't listen to him. You see me? I've got a 10-year degree. It's bullshit. The only reason you got a career is because they never taught us what we're made of. And people won't admit that an alcoholic has put in more fucking work than they have. And I don't go fuck off every day at all, ever. I stay in it every day. We're still in that 9 years in December. Wouldn't you think one of the news stations would be like, dude, there's a guy out here that he's really learned his body and knows his cells and all that, even though we have kept you from that. Imagine, it's not going to fucking happen. They know what I know. They're not stupid, And what's crazy is I was in the power plant years ago in the WCW. I was training in the beginning before it got bought out. And how I didn't get caught up in that industry. Because, I have a good personality and I can sell, bad guy and all that shit. And I don't know how these controllers, because I mean the same way they have recruits for sports, which is fake as shit, is the same way they have recruits for deaf people who go around and look, and people who have the perfect name. And then now you just got promoted. Yeah, just got elevated. Oh, look at you, you got all this money coming in now. Oh yeah, your wife and everybody. Oh, dead by the numbers. Oh, what happened? See, it's all an illusion. I know everything they do behind the scenes. See, I wish I could talk about it in depth, but it's just too deep. It's too deep to teach you how this sacrificing system of us, goy, the blood that every death in the news is, it's insane. And the dummies will go, hey, it's crazy. More pills, more snacks, everything but poison. It's crazy. And they've created, Saturn has created some very sick people. I'm talking about very sick people. You know, but from these cities, you know, in the very beginning, it was very authoritative. You know, because the thing with these people, if you'll watch the Matrix Revelations, whatever, when Neil Patrick Harris, he says it, and he goes, you people believe any fucking thing. And then he says, talks about engineering the mind, and then we just step back and let them take over. Talking about creating that mind of obedience, of slavery, of never coming out of that mindset. Don't you go listen to anything but the TV and the ads and the billboards that are blatantly Nazism. But we can't see it in Disney. It is Satan, but we love Satan, and it's so pretty. Pills, pills, pills. I got everybody against me. They will not listen because what's in them is a demon. It's a trapped elemental spirit. We've done tons of research. And the cavities that we have are infiltrated through the symbols that we see from TV in the businesses and the corporations and the brands. Corporation means dead. Dead. So, like Gabe's apostrophe is upside down. That's a pentagram. That's not good. That's sorcery. Real sorcery. Real fucking black magic, real voodoo, real shit, real evil shit. And it's blue. Blue represents, Gabe's is blue, represents Saturn. The first 3 degrees of Masonry, the blue degree, Saturn. The 12 steps of AA, the blue book, Saturn. Now I can keep going with Saturn. With the judge wears the black gown, that's Saturn. Sits on a bench, in Latin is bank. Because Saturn is the god of banking and law, numbers, agriculture, all kinds of stuff. And Saturn sits there on the bench in front of the 12 jurors, which is 12 constellations. It's all zodiacal. The same way that Saturn is the furthest out. If you've ever studied the rings, Saturn's going to be the furthest out, so Saturn governs the whole thing, the whole Mazzaroth. Well, would it make sense that man that can't get out of here, that's corrupt by this fucking piece of shit shadow entity, would take that up there and go, we'll just create government based off of that, and they'll never know it. Even though somebody, yeah. And it's too big for people. And see, in the courtroom is a ship. Court, lawyers going back and forth, court, basketball court, tennis court. It's just a big Ponzi scheme. It's not real, none of it. It's all a show. It's just one big stage. You get your diploma on a stage. Hollywood stars. Stars. Not those stars. Those are stars. Those are real lights up there. And instead of looking up there, we looked at those stars. And those stars outweigh those up there. That's what I'm saying. When I tell people your only value comes from this, put it down for a week and hang out with me. I'll put mine down too. We'll hang out for a week. I want to see what you do. And I'm going to show the world how you addicted to that shit the same way alcoholics and addicts that you make fucking fun of. I'm going to show the world how you full of shit and you don't have nothing to come at me with. Nobody. Put your phone down. Bring that memorized scripture and memorized fake career for 1 week out in the fucking woods. Bring it. While we're sitting there looking up, I'll tell you all about that and your head will flip. But see, if we go back to here and then on the outskirts of the cities, you know, the country or whatever, it was already being set up by the Illuminati Skull and Bones. You know, very lower nature, just enough farming just to get by. No, all the real shit's gone. Badass shit been gone. So, and then you make the city life, the nightlife, and then you make the dummies out here poor, poverty, and all that, to where they want to chase into the city. It's a genius plan. I wish. I mean, I really don't have the education to go into detail. I can get you there if you have the fake education. You know, that's the hard thing for me is because the words you have and that you use, there's different words within the lawyer community, the medical community, the different fields of the false careers. And the words have been given so big and so strong to where if people say certain words, others are, you know, it's just like this. When the cat hears that, bingo! When somebody hears a strong word, oh, they're smart. They're smart. Even though they're full of shit. They just memorize that. They don't have no experience. No, you don't. Shut up. Have you ever lived in rooms with alcoholics and addicts? Have you gone through the withdrawals and relapsed and all that over and over and over? Nope, you hadn't. So if you don't have experience, then you don't have a fucking career in our world. All that shit you have goes away, and then we become rich. And then you're the fucking one over there going, I'm the one that knows it all. It's like, but listen, you know a lie. See, what if the food addiction was treated as much as the drugs and alcohol? Well, then their hospitals would go away. You see what I mean? The more of the bullshit y'all see, and now they're pushing people to be obese and saying that natural pockets that causes odors is natural, and people believe that? Okay, I'm just waiting on it to go in flames because that's oxygen being cut off. It's easy. That's it. So if you want to be a fake OBGYN running around going, oh, they get my money, real doctors do not fucking chase money. You false prophet people in the medical bullshit industries. Go get you some yarrow. Get you some yarrow and boil it and add it to your bath. And it'll help kill the bacteria in you. That's what they used to heal people with in the Civil War, but it stops the bleeding. Wonder if we knew that, we would be harvesting that, and if a child got fucking cut, it's like, here's yarrow. Nope, we're going to get insurance. If we can't get that, we're going to be indigent and be on government, be controlling everything, Matt. We're supposed to pay for everything, Matt. We love slavery, Matt. Get in fucking line, Matt, and pay your taxes. I'm going to jail, Matt, in the FEMA camp. It's real, Matt. It's still not slavery. I told you, fucking dummies. Anyways, I love you.